Very well. Hey. All right. All right. Well, welcome in. I guess Cody will be joining us shortly as we get some people in here joining in. So, if you guys are new coming in, welcome in. Glad to have you in here for another episode of What's in Your Portfolio, episode 17. We go over all of our wins and losses in our portfolio. With the relief rally, most likely going to be a gain this time around. Excuse me. But we also have, I want to go over quick things before we get started. If you're new, welcome in. If you could like and subscribe and follow us on TikTok and YouTube, we're trying to grow as big as possible. My name is Sal. Cody will be on shortly. You're coming on for Simply Investing. We do a live every Sunday for What's in Your Portfolio, live every Monday through Friday for crypto or really market morning news. And we do a live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night covering different topics. And Friday, we'll be doing live with Crypto Dream for random crypto topic there. And then we have our Patreon live every Thursday. And of course, every Saturday, if I can have time, I will do a live about what's in your business. So, but definitely glad to have you guys, have you folks in here. We'll go over some of the basics before we go over my portfolio with you guys. So, and as you guys know, I invest in more than just crypto. I do business, stocks, real estate. I own three businesses. I have part ownership of a fourth one. And I also invest in crypto, stocks, real estate, and also am ranked as an accredited investor on Link2, so I can invest in some of those businesses. So going over some crypto, we're at Greed and Fear Index of 71. Market cap is still at 1.27 trillion, up about 0.5%. Trading volume is down 34%, down to 21.18 billion. And welcome into some of you guys coming in. We'll have open forum in a little bit. We have Bitcoin dominance at 53%, ETH dominance at 17%. And of course, you have Bitcoin over about 34,500. We got Ethereum teasing 1,800. We got XRP still at 55 cents. We got Cardano almost breaking 30 cents. Chainlink back over $11. We have Matic at about 63. Litecoin under 70 at 68. XLM still in 11 cents range. Atom at $7.27. And we have Hedera still at 5 cents. And Quant at 105, holding steady. Everybody's up about 10 to 15% on the week, about 1 to 2% on the day. So it's looking like we're going to have a relief. Let's say we're probably going to have about a good relief rally. Looks like it's going to last a little longer than a few days, which I thought. Shout out to Bob the Gambler. Great name. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support there. Shout out to Alex, Louisiana. Welcome back in. Glad to help you. Could you talk about the numerical money stepping stone benchmarks to get to 147 doors? Well, yes, I can certainly do that for you guys. Well, the first step was you have to create a revenue stream that can give you a significant amount of money to be able to get to that many doors as fast as I did it, which is really, if you want to think about it, it's 12 years because I had a couple rental properties. But if you do it working at a job and then having a great credit score, you might be able to get to 16, 17 doors. It depends on where you're buying, how much you're buying. I did get lucky that someone was retiring and giving up their rental property business, and I had another family that their parents passed away and they owned the apartment complex. It was easy for me to get into. But the best steps you could take is first get your credit score up. Your credit score has to be, especially nowadays with the way the market's going, the economy, you got to be over 720. If possible, 800. Make sure you have enough cash, not just cash that you're willing to put in. I'd say at least 20% down, but also you want to have at least like 50 or $60,000 in an emergency fund, because it shows that you're financially mindful and you're not doing all this crazy stuff with your money. But once you get your credit score up, the best way to get your credit score up is honestly get a cheap car. If you get like if you're looking to get your new car, get a cheap car, pay that sucker off at like within 2 years, you'll have your credit score over 800. And make sure you have a credit card, something that you can get with $5,000 balance that you can maintain $1,000 balance. So what you want to do is like put your Netflix, Hulu, uh, and gas fill ups on there, and then pay it off at the beginning of when that bill comes. Pay it off or set up for automatic payment. Then I would recommend getting an FHA loan. Try to find a triplex if possible, or a duplex. Most likely you're going to find a duplex, but if you do find a triplex, that'd be most beneficial because you can live in one, rent out the other two. You have to live in it for 2 years. Then when the 2 years is up, you can move out, buy another, and then make sure you're using, because don't quit your job. Make sure you're still working your job and collecting the rental income so you can pay those mortgages down as quickly as possible. And that will give you leverage to get into bigger and bigger properties. And then once you get to a certain point, you'll be able to really build up. You'll be able to buy bigger properties, but in order to start buying like 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 door property sets, you got to be able to put down like probably 1.5 million in cash, because some of these, sometimes they're like 5 million, sometimes depending on the area it's 20 million. But you also want to make sure you're picking those places in good school districts, places where people want to work. The businesses that are stable. It's going to be a little difficult now with the economy going. We don't know if like big companies like Tyson, Amazon are closing warehouses, moving them or whatnot. So it's going to be a little bit hard, but you want to be in places where there's hardworking people. So that way you know that you're always going to get paid, and make sure you have some money in reserve. But if you do that, I'd say within 10 years, you could probably break a couple hundred doors, if that makes sense. Maybe we could talk a little bit more about it offline, Alec. But I appreciate you joining in and your support. Shout out to Eric Jordan. Welcome back in. What do you predict XRP will go to overall? If you're talking about bull run, 550, I think that's the highest. But we could see $10 to $15 in like the next 10 to 20 years. But XRP is becoming quickly a staple in the industry for crypto, and I assume that it's going to be one of those things that is just going to be needed. It's kind of after this SEC case was resolved and everything, it's going to start becoming like the payment liquidity platform for the world and for crypto. Shout to No Name. Thanks for joining in. I'm sorry I can't read Russian or Slavic, so terribly sorry about that. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. Do you have a property manager or manage the rentals yourself? No, I have a property manager. I have actually really two property managers because we're in two separate states, and then I have a groundskeeper in each area, which he goes around and he really makes sure that the landscaping's done. If they got a problem, he's going to fix it. He goes out to inspect it. If it's not an emergency, if it's an emergency, he's the one that's going to contact like plumbers and everything. Try to get everything as quickly as possible for my tenants. But most of my properties, we try to fix those problems before they become a nuisance. Oh man, my chair. Oh man. Gee whiz, my chair keeps going down. Shout out to Kit. Glad to have you in here. It's Matic. Is Matic a buy? Is Matic time to buy more or convert it to Bitcoin? That's your choice. Now, Bitcoin is going to be more stable and has a better chance of giving you a return on value on ROI, but Matic has a bigger ROI but more risk. So you can make a lot more money with Matic. I think Matic will benefit greatly from this bull run and the big push into the play to earn gaming aspect. So I have a feeling, and there's a lot of developers. And I think one big developer went from Ethereum to Matic. So just keep those things in mind. But I wouldn't say right now is a good time to start dollar cost averaging in it because the relief rally is starting to go back down. Shout out to Do Your Own Research, dude. If you aren't up 30% in 7 days on your crypto, let me show you some new ideas. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm probably up about. Actually, I think we're still up. I'm still up about. I think I'm about the same. Let me just double check here. Well, I went up early. If you consider from this time before the relief rally, I was sitting at under 1 million, and now I'm sitting at 1.54 million. So I've had about a 50% increase. I am going to be taking some profits off my Bitcoin. It's a little too big and a little too big and a little too heavy on my opinion, and I think we're going to go back down to 20. So yeah, I'm going to take some profits on Bitcoin. I'm not going to take any profits on Ethereum because I still think Ethereum didn't really gain me that much in comparison to everything else. Actually, I had more of a gain on Link than I did on Ethereum, and Quant outperformed Ethereum in those 7 days. So I'm probably not going to take any profits on Ethereum. I'm probably just going to keep re-adding them in there. For those of you guys that are interested and new, thank you, G. Dorton. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. The cryptos I'm holding are Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, DOT, Quant, AdShare, Link, and Litecoin. Now, I did take a loss on Litecoin, but I'm having, that's one of my weird bets I'm having with that. With the next bull run, I think Litecoin will do pretty well for next bull run, as it's one of the long-term cryptos, and they are working hard to try to speed up the transaction of Bitcoin. So to help with that. But once that bull run hits, I'm dumping Litecoin. Even if because I bought it at 7, I bought it at like a little bit at about 100, bought the rest at around 70. If it goes to 150, I'm cashing out. And that's probably, I'd say no more than 175 on that one. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Nice. That's what I like to hear. Thank you, buddy. And thanks for being in the live. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. Welcome back. Glad to have you in here. Another one of our great supporters. What do you think Bitcoin will go back? When do you think Bitcoin will go back to 20K? It's going to start heading in that direction. I thought I was going to head it after the few days of this relief rally. But since we've been in this for 7 days, we might actually see 40K before Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, we'll probably start to see the drop, because that'll be too high for most people to not take profits. I think the sell-off will start to push crypto down. I also think we're going to bottom out on the economy after Thanksgiving or after the holidays, because this is a time, October, November is a time for a big crash, and it just seems like that's where we're coming to. Shout out to Do Your Own Research, sell ETH, buy more Bitcoin, Link, and Quant. Well, unfortunately, you do have to keep enough those in and out of your wallet. Well, Link and Quant. But Ethereum, I have a 10x on Ethereum. I think Ethereum can go to 12K, maybe even 15K with one, retail investor popularity, the ETFs surrounding it, as well as the fact that you need the damn thing to process for the ERC coin, so it's naturally going to start running up. Let me see here. I don't think Cody's joined in yet. No. Alrighty. Well, let me also go here. I also got to share. I forgot to share this. Let me share it here. I also think, and shout out Litecoin's fine 1 year hold. Yeah. Shout out to doing research. That's definitely where I'm going to. If Bitcoin doesn't hit in the low 20s after Thanksgiving, then it's not going to hit it until after New Year's, probably in the beginning of the year, like it did 2 years ago in beginning of 2022. It just it was just one of those things. Like it just happened to. It was just really like hitting like February, which was really weird. I thought we would have a rally, but we didn't. But if hit there, and then in March we had the rally. We could end up doing that instead. Excuse me. My goodness. Shout out to do your own research. Don't let the U.S. stock market fool you. Crypto is fueled by Chinese liquidity from their central bank. Yeah, as they're looking for alternative ways to grow and maintain um their currency, because their currency right now they're going through a population collapse and a resource issue and a fine, like their people can't even get credit, so they're in a weird situation. So, but they're going to start buying other assets other than U.S. debt to help prop up their basically their economy. But shout out to Alex, Louisiana. Who are some of the players in crypto space that you religiously watch? Um, Coin Bureau, but even then, I just stopped. I stopped watching them. But Coin Bureau, Crypto Mason, and what's his name? I think his name is Benjamin something or Cohen or something like that. But I have him liked on. I follow him on my channel. But I really don't even watch him as religiously as I used to. Back then in the beginning, I used to watch them, but now I just do. I'm just doing my own research, talking to you guys, and Cody and I just do it. I think Cody watches Benjamin Cohen a lot for his insights and things like that. But it's one of those things that who knows. Um, but it's always good to watch them all. Shout out to do your own research. Blockchain backer is 100%. I haven't watched any of their stuff, but I'll be happy to. Um, but back to do your own research comment about the U.S. stock market. Yeah, the stock market's acting a little weird too. My portfolio is kind of back and forth. Let's see here. Oh, Robinhood. There we go. Because this is probably going to be the last time the crypto market's going to behave like the crypto market. But I think yeah, we're all over the place. I mean, you're looking at mostly red, but some things are green. Apple and Tesla are green. Microsoft's flat. A little bit of down. But we're going to be down on the stock market for the next probably 2 or 3 years, maybe even 5 years. Shout out to Alec, Louisiana. Back in high school, I had a buddy that would buy RVN. What do you know about Ravencoin? Shout out to do your own research. If Ravencoin is at the top of the list on the website of whattomine.com, it's probably pretty good. Honestly, I haven't even really dabbled into that one. I haven't even heard of it, but let's take a look. So right now, last 7 days, it had a nice run up. Looks like about 15%. We go to all. It's down 38% from from the beginning of the year, or from its initial coin offering. But we'll have to take a look at it. Let's see here. Digital peer-to-peer network aims to implement the use of specific blockchain designed to effectively handle one specific function, the transfer of assets from one party to another, built on the fork of the Bitcoin code. Ravencoin was announced in 2017 and released binaries for mining in January 3rd of 2018. Well, it has potential. It's got a decent amount of followers on it. There's activity on the project. I'll have to do a deep dive on that one, Alex, for you. I'll have to write that one down into the projects I'll be looking into. But yeah, it's definitely what I'm going to look into for you guys. Other than that, it looks pretty interesting. Last year, even though it's had a steady downward turn, I mean, you could make a lot of money off of this, but I have to do some research on it. Shout out to do your own research. As a profit to mine Bitcoin decreases at the halving, some other POW coins will, or pay for work coins may do well, like ETC. Yeah, that's very true. Costs of energy are rising, and with the Bitcoin halving, there's going to be less and less. There's going to be less miners. Like, I think the era of miners is over with Bitcoin, as we're getting close to the end. I think there's like 164,000 Bitcoin left to mine, and with energy costs skyrocketing and the conflict in the Middle East and the conflict in Ukraine, we are probably going to see some rough energy numbers over the next couple of years. And of course, that's going to cause miners to lose money. I think there's a few that found alternative ways, green energy, but still, it's just, it takes a lot to run those mining farms. Excuse me. And I think it's pretty much done. Like, this might be the last. You might got a couple more years out of the miners, so you might be right on that. Do your own research. As new coins with proof of work start to come out, they might make more money off of those. But I'm gonna keep Ravencoin in mind to do that one. Moving on to my stock portfolio, I'm down about 1.5%. We were getting close to 2 million, but on my stock portfolio, we're about 1.89. I'm down a lot on Porch Moving Group, but these are stocks I have for you guys. I have Bank of America, NLY, Walmart, Coinbase, Healthcare Association, BlackRock, AT&T, Apple, Microsoft, Porch Moving Group, and ORC, which ORC and NLY are mortgage lending security platforms. So what they do is they bundle again mortgages and sell them on the market. Also, they also house a lot of student debt. So, and they make quite a bit. And NLY actually only missed its earnings by 3 cents in a time where companies are getting hit pretty hard. Which you also got to consider mortgages. We're starting to get foreclosures. We booked 15 foreclosure cleanups for the next couple weeks, which is 5 times higher than what we normally had. So if you're wondering, on my moving side, we do foreclosure cleanups. We come in, we clean out the house. We send the cleaning team in, clean up the house, get it ready for sale. And with that, it was foreclosed on. I had a couple properties. I actually am talking to the business or the bank about buying them once they're out of the foreclosure process, because it's I think one of them, it's like the house is like 300,000, but it's going to foreclosure for 85,000. So I might want to try to buy that and either put a tenant in it and sell it, or just So flip it right away. But the foreclosures are going up quite a bit. So just to let you guys know. And there's a couple lending companies and servicing companies that are about ready to go out of business. Tom Lee's Fun Strat stock picks: Net, Nevada, Meta, CDNC, and EG. I don't know about those. Meta is definitely you're gonna be losing a lot of money on those. Right now, because I know we're coming to the bottom of the recession, and the next 5 to 10 years, people aren't going to be spending much like they did in 2008 when that happened. I'm putting money on Apple, Microsoft, Walmart. I'm putting money into Costco and Porch Moving Group because they're a moving services platform company, and I think they're going to do very, very, very well in the next couple of years. They just overbought their competitors and borrowed too much money, but I think they'll fix that situation. I don't think those picks are a good one because, like right now, like Cody says, he sees people driving luxury cars and they're only putting in 10 to 15 or $20 in their gas tank. That's a bad sign. That means we're getting ready for that bottom. Shout out to Alec, Louisiana. Hypothetically, I give you 50K Bitcoin and Ethereum, given where you're allocating the 50K to. I'd probably do if you're talking about just those, I'd probably do 40% Bitcoin, 60% Ethereum, because Ethereum would probably give you the best return on investment. But if I'm limited to just those two, that's how I would invest it for you. Shout out to 710. Welcome in. Glad to have you back in here. Another one of our great supporters. And shout out to Do Your Own Research. Yeah, Costco is a good one. Yeah, Costco is a very good one to have. And they're trying to keep their prices stable, so not showing too much effect by inflation. I know they raised the rotisserie chicken from $2.99 to $3.99, but I mean they're there selling stuff for the average household. They're going to do very well because the upper class is going to come down and they're going to match their budget. They're going to reduce what they're spending, and the average house person is going to flock to Costco because of the bulk buying and everything. And the fact that you can still, like, on a Saturday, people still want to do things as a family. They're going to go out to Costco because it's like $1.50 for a drink and a hot dog. I mean, come on now. It's like, that's probably the perfect thing you can get your kids, especially, if you're after a game, get them that, go back home or whatever. Walmart's another good one because they also sell shoes. I think Costco might sell shoes. I'm not too sure. I know they're just really in bulk buying, but Walmart sells shoes, socks, necessity hygiene products, other necessities, and they also sell hardware and things like that, which we will need, which most people will start buying as instead of trying to replace, they'll start trying to fix. And things like fixing stuff around the house, things like that. That's all going to get very, very attractive and busy. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. The CEO of Porch bought in big on September 28th. Yeah, as like when they started dipping, their executives started buying. But what I'm also saying too is that Porch bought who did they buy? They bought Hire Helper, SML, Moving Staffers. Oh, what the devil else did they buy? They bought a couple other businesses involving in logistics and everything. They're poised for a huge run up. 1 year analyst target is 600%. Yeah, right now. What is it? Devil is it at? It's at 57 cents right now. It should go back up to $5, which is crazy. But They also have a lot of corporate contracts with a lot of big businesses. So, and I'm one of the vendors for Porch Moving Group on their side. So I could tell you right now, it's not busy, but it's busy enough that they're putting stuff on our plates on our dispatch. So I definitely can see this running up. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Yeah, they said 428. That's about right. I'm estimating around $5. Shout out to Callie. Good morning to you too, buddy. Glad to see you in here. Welcome back in on the live. And if you guys are in here, like, subscribe, share. It really helps. And if you can, come on the YouTube side and subscribe and share too under Simply Investing 6638. So yeah, it's Porch Moving Group definitely has a lot of potential. I'm actually going to do one of the next stock picking episodes on it, but I know it chased a lot of people away with its downward spike. I mean, we were at $3.76 in February, and it just went down. However, they only miss earnings by a little bit. It's like actual expected is November 7th. So they're probably gonna miss it marginally for Q3. They're expecting negative 25 cents per share. I wouldn't be they should be around negative 30 cents. But they are a good it's a good buy. I mean, but I wouldn't make it your mainstay. Like even still, like Microsoft, Walmart, and Apple are almost 50% of my portfolio for my stock, for my dividend portfolio. I can't tell you what stocks are in my betterment or wealth front because I set them kind of like a 401k. I set the risk levels, set what I want, and I just dump money into there. So, and I consider those kind of like my security funds in case I blow everything up on my I blow everything up on all my businesses and everything. I still have close to 2.6 million in reserve, so that way my retirement, if I turn 50 and I lose everything, I still have that. So that's just my philosophy, but that's just something I like to do, make sure I always have reserve accounts. That you can tell my reserve for my real estate company is, come on, I have it here somewhere. I'm missing it. No, here it is. Yeah, so I have almost the total value of my property reserved from that stuff. Um, yeah, I have $7 million in reserve for my real estate company. And that's because I live in Tornado Alley, and if it falls apart down here, it's crazy. And I can talk about that because the one thing you want to do is make sure the company is reserving, which is why I like putting money in Apple, Walmart, Microsoft, because Walmart has a good amount of reserves. Apple does, Microsoft does, Bank of America does. So, and what I mean by reserves, it means if the economy goes haywire, they don't have to worry about paying their bills. They're not liquidating or doing anything. Yeah, Google does too. I think Google has something like, what the devil is it? I think Google has like 500 billion in reserve or something like that. Something like that. But and they're still laying off people. They're what are they quiet? It just like there was quiet quitting, there is quiet firing, and Google is a firm participator in that. They've been moving people into bullshit positions and slashing pay just to get rid of them. Instead of firing them, they're letting them quit too, which I think is kind of ironic. Shout out to George. Welcome back in. Glad to have you in here. I know you're a busy guy. You work in the medical field, and you definitely make some bank. I won't share your personal finances, but we had a nice chat, our chat before, and he definitely does very, very well for himself. And thank you for the comment. You're a good mentor. I try to do my best. I'm trying to give you the secret, which isn't so secret, but I tell you, it's hard for a lot of you guys because I'm telling, and even for me, like I see some of the people that are flashy with it. Like there's a guy that started a business right around the same time as me, and you know, 2 years into the business, he's driving a brand new Corvette. He's living in the high end part of town and everything. And man, now I'm comparing. I'm like, man, I got to keep working hard, working hard. What is he doing? Why is he succeeding? And I'm not. But now we're on the 6 years. He pulled back. He closed his moving company down. He still has his furniture store business, and it's like he's pulling back. So I'm sitting here thinking like, well, maybe I'm doing a little better than I thought. But I could say it's hard because people there's a lot of flashy people out there. Oh man, my neck is killing me. But there's a lot of flashy people out there that rent the lifestyle and then make you think that there's that lifestyle out there. I could tell you right now, I can afford to buy a Lamborghini or Ferrari, but I couldn't afford to maintain it. And people don't understand that because I used to sell Ferraris, and this was when I was like 20, 26, 27. I was selling them down in Orlando, Florida, when I was living down in Florida. But the thing is that those maintenance bills are crazy. And we're talking like 25, 30, $40,000 to maintenance that car. And it's like, can you afford that payment? Like you might be able to buy, like financing is easy. I can go to the dealership right now, go get a Huracan. I think it's like 24.99 lease special right now. What's your favorite Ferrari? Well, the one I grew up liking was the Modena 360. But if I were to buy one now, it would have to be the 296 GT. It'd have to be that. That one is. It just looks like a sexy car. That's the one I would have to get. I'm trying to get it. The maintenance on it is pretty high. I do like the fact that it has a little higher clearance than the others, and you can raise it a little bit. So that way, like if you're out here in Northwest Arkansas, you don't have to worry about it getting banged up. But like I said, I can't like. But at the end of the day, like I can't afford that maintenance. Like those cars need a lot of maintenance, a lot of time, a lot of effort. Like a Ferrari isn't something you can just buy, park in your garage. Like it needs maintenance whether you drive it or not. Like, and it's ridiculous. And that's where a lot of people that get them too early in their financial journey, then it puts a burden on them. And if you default on those loans on like a high end exotic car, it's like defaulting on a mortgage. It's like you're pretty much done. I wouldn't recommend it until you can afford it. So I always try to keep it as 5% of your net worth. The low end Ferraris are five is at my 5% mark. Like I can get I guess I could get maybe the Roma. That's probably it. Shout out to do your own research. Um, I guess I'll just rent. Yeah, rent's easy. Like you can rent the damn thing for $1,000 for the day and just have your fun with it, drive it, have the experience, give it back. I think that's a good way to go. I know there's a lot, but I know I have a buddy that rents a lot in Miami. Um, Now he has NDAs, but it's funny because I know the people on that list. You'd be surprised at how many fake people that are gurus. Now these guys make a lot of money, but man, they rent these vehicles because they can't get the credit. Because like with Ferrari and I don't think Lamborghini really cares, but I know Ferrari does. Like Ferrari, you just couldn't go in there and say, "Hey, I want to get what's that? The F8 the F8 Tribute." No, you can't. They're going to say, what? No, go away. Buy a used one first. Show us that you're loyal to the brand. And they'll make you buy like a used model that you're going to lose a lot of money on. And then you get to buy the low end model with all the options. And then they might consider letting you get one of the higher end, more swanky ones. So and then that's where the secondary market comes in. Because I sold Ferraris before, they give you lifetime access. So I can't get any like the real high end ones, like the new Daytona one that came out, but I could go in and just say, hey, I want to get a brand new Ferrari, as long as it's one of the entry level models like the 298 GT, the Portofano, or the Roma, or what the devil's the other one? I think that's it. There's one more. I know there's one more, but I'm missing the name. So I do apologize for that. Um, but yeah, it's easier just to rent them for the day, especially if you're going to like Miami only for a weekend. Just rent it, enjoy the experience, or going to Vegas, rent it. That's too clicky for me. Yeah, that's what turns a lot of people away from Ferrari, which is why the secondhand market for Ferrari is big, and a lot of people try to go for people because like I could go in, get a Ferrari, and then sublease that Ferrari to someone who can't get one, which is it's risky, but a lot of people do it, and you can make a lot. Like because there's one guy that does that, and he has one infamous YouTuber that has a couple of his cars, and he's getting like 40K a month off those couple cars. Like I think one was like 14,000, and the other one was like 26. But the one that was 26,000 is like a $1.5 million car. Shout out to Cali for those who can't afford to buy real estate. There are sites like Fundraise where you can invest. Yeah, that's true too. You can invest in those real estate funds to make it. But my best suggestion is not to look for big. Like if you're especially if you're young and you move around for your career and you can afford a house, buy a starter home, live in that while you're working in that city, and then when you leave, you can rent it out and you've paid the mortgage down enough that you have enough equity and you can take care of the property. And there's a lot of property management sites. I have to get the name from the one that my brother uses because he has a few rental properties. He's not really big on it. Um, I usually am more big on handling, making money for the for our family than he is. So he does a few things, but not really. So I have to get his company because like I hired people and made a business and put people on payroll for it, which is a little easier because then I can get credit. So like if we, God forbid, we have another pandemic, that's how you are able to get more money to keep yourself afloat or just get extra capital. I hate to say it, but it's kind of gaming the system, but not gaming the system. I wasn't set up the last time. I just got a little bit of money for my moving company, which wasn't much. People were like, "Oh, you got this?" Like I only got like $20,000 for my moving company, and the second time it came around, I think I only got 75. Shout out to do your own research. When do you think REITs will hit a bid like O or something? Um, are you referring to a certain fund? I'm not too sure what you're talking about because I like investing, but I don't invest in a lot of crazy stuff. I'm usually just pretty much blue chip staple there. Do your own research, but let me look into that there for you. Because really, with running businesses, I don't have time to look into too much else than what I already know. And shout out to Cali. Yes, buying a starter home is a much better investment. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people underrate those starter homes. Let me go to Google here. Oh, I didn't even know that was real estate crowdfunding. Is that I hope that's what you're referring to. Do your own research. Um, you're talking about real estate crowdfunding. Well, if they're taking on average investors, oh, you got a non-credit. Okay. Shout out to Jennifer Jones. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Help get us to 1900. Hopefully, you guys can come in and enjoy. And by the way, we're going to open it up to open forum. I have seen here. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Welcome in. Sorry, buddy. I keep forgetting to turn on the chat button on the platform. But I'm going to put in here that we can go live. You guys can come on live if you want to. You guys want to come in live and join, or just hit the guest icon in the bottom and I'll bring you on. Um, it seems like I think those REITs are going to get the real estate crowdfunding platforms. I think they're going to get more people involved in this because people are going to be looking for ways to make money and make money fast, and they're probably going to be putting money into these, which is going to hype up the market for real estate. But everyone knows that once those mortgages start defaulting, this is going to be a good time to start buying up some property. Um, I don't think if you're saying like go to zero or something, I don't think they'll go to zero, but I think that they're probably going to have a nice big gain, just because of real estate of average investors pouring money into it there. Shout out to Knights Templar. Thanks for sponsoring the live there. Really appreciate that. Glad to have you in here, and really appreciate the support. And shout out to Cali Fundrise is like a crowdfunding site, but they invest for you. Okay, so it's kind of like a Betterment. That's definitely pretty good too. Um, and shout out to Cali interest rate announcement November 1st. I know the Fed's going to raise interest rates. Well, I've always been saying that. Fed is going to. They're always going to. Oh, is a ticker for realty income. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Let me just put that in there. Sorry, there's a lot. Sometimes you just can't. I can't remember all these ticker symbols and everything. Ooh. But how the hell do you not make any money during the pandemic? Well, let me see here. Estimated dollar per share earnings. We'll know November 6th about their stance. It seems like they're hitting that target. Um, Let me see here. Let me see. Let's see here. Here it is. It's got a pretty good dividend yield. Um, they're gonna suffer some losses in a little bit, realty income, because the market's gonna take a nice dip overall. But I like that they've been around for almost 60 years or almost 60 years, right? So 30, 40. Definitely over 50 years. But they're like 55 years, I think, 54 years. So I like that they've been that stable. So it seems like they're headed downward. My best bet is that if we're talking, if it's at $49 right now and during the crash at 42, we should see we should see it hit around 45. $44 a share. And hey, I might put this one on my watch list there. Actually, I am going to put it on my watch. I don't know if I. Yes, add alert. Thank you. It moves below 45 a share, and we'll strike that one. Shout out to Jay. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. And shout out to Alec, Louisiana. What about RVN? Caught your eye earlier. That would make you look into it more. Let's take a look back at RVN. Oops. RVN. Oh, Ravencoin. Um, what about make you? It's just that it's been around for 5 years. It doesn't have the chart flow of a pump and dump, and the idea that they're assisting with asset transfers is just definitely something that I would like to take a further look into and see if it's something I want to put some money into before we start getting into this bull run, because a 1 cent target with a 1 cent price right now with a dollar or $1.50 target is I'm not gonna lie, it's very tempting. So I think I'm probably gonna keep this on my watch list. There we go. And we'll follow that there. So that way I can keep tabs on it. I can see when it would be a nice time for me to strike. But right now is not a good time to buy it because I think we're gonna head down in a downwards trajectory soon. Let's see here. Oh man, it is raining today. My poor team's out there struggling in that rain. Let's see here. I think I put O on my watch list there. So we'll come back. I may also do a deep dive on realty income. Shout out to Callie. You inspire us all to do better, Sal. Surround yourself with those you want to be like. Yeah, exactly. And invest smart. Yeah. And hopefully I can invest in a new chair because this chair is ridiculous. It keeps falling down. So I'm going to get a new chair today, too. That's one thing I'm definitely going to invest in, is a new chair. I'm tired of this thing going down like an inch as we're trying to have a live here. Well, I hope I can inspire you guys. I hope I could take away. I hope I could pull enough people away from the degenerate way of trying to build your wealth, because there's a lot of fake wealth things out there, and unfortunately, they operate in the gray area where regulators aren't bothered with. So because it's like the guy selling courses, you can sell a course. It doesn't fall under SEC. It falls under the FCC or no FTC, Federal Trade Commission, and that's a hard product to quantify whether or not it's a scam or not, because like I could pay for a bad product, like I could pay for a bad tire and it breaks. Well, no, there's regulations there. For this chair, I could pay for a bad chair that keeps going and it's not working properly. All I can do is just not buy it again. It's like there's no real regulation for that. It's not a safety thing. It's not hurting anybody. It's just a shitty chair. So same thing with those. But then again, some of those programs are like $5,000, $10,000. Like if you have to spend $10,000 to have someone tell you that much money, to tell you how to make money, then you're already in a deficit on that one. Shout out to do your own research on the 1 month candle of it fell exactly to 200 EMA, so it better not fall much below that. Well, I'm thinking if you're like price wise, like obviously the company's going to be around for a while. It's been around, it's going to be around, but that's no guarantee that it could be around. But as long as they're hitting their earnings target, like we'll have to wait till November 6th to when we can get their official earnings report. And then we can see if it would be a good time to start investing in it. Now, it's going to be stagnant for the next couple of years because the economy is going to be stagnant. And since it's been around since 1969, well, it's weathered the oil crisis. It's weathered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 crisis, 9 bad economic times. So I think they can weather this one. Shout out to Knights Templar. What trading bot, grid, or DCA do you recommend? I don't use trading bots. I DCA based on what we want here. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I see you in there. I'll bring you on in just a second. I DCA just based on when I feel it's a good time to just buy in, or you could do like Cody does. He has every 2 weeks, he just buys. He just buys every 2 weeks. Doesn't matter what the price is right now, he just buys. Because he knows down in long term he's gonna make it. If you're doing stocks, it's just always good just to dollar cost average on a weekly or 2 weekly basis. Just buy into something every 2 weeks. Yeah, that's usually a good way. Shout out to Jay. I'm sorry if you answered that already. No worries, but we're glad to have you in here. I try to answer any questions. I know some of you guys are coming in on different times. And shout out to Allie. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for your support. We doing some shorts. The only one I'm potentially shorting right now is going to be Solana. But it's not making any progress. I think some of the fake news about it hitting 3,200 a coin coming out is making the average retail investor buy it, so it keeps pushing the price up. So, but if I'm going to short a stock, I'm going to short Carvana and CarMax again. All right, what's up, Crypto Dream? Glad to have you in here. How you doing today?
Happy Sunday. So you're Sunday through Friday, I guess?
Well, yeah, I do. There's one live I tend to do on Saturday, but Saturday is usually a lot of paperwork stuff with my moving business, interviewing. So, and usually I'm just too tired on Saturday to do a lot. So, because I'm just doing paperwork, I like to do all my own P&Ls. I calculate everything. Usually by Saturday, all the paperwork's come in on Friday, so I can do my own P&Ls then. So that's why I don't have a live that day.
So is Ravencoin when you're invested in, or was that something someone had mentioned?
Someone had mentioned it. It looks promising to me, so I'm going to look into it. It does look like something I could put an investment in, but currently I do not have any Ravencoin right now.
Okay.
It's just that it didn't look like a scammy token. And this was just from a brief synopsis. Didn't look like a scammy token. Been around for about 5 years and seems to have a strong community and a good objective goal. So it looks like something I would do more of a deep dive into and see if I want to put an investment into it.
Right. So let's see. Sundays usually cover what?
We're just doing what's in our portfolio. We go over some of my gains or losses, going over my portfolio, what's in it, and just answering your guys' questions as to what stocks, real estate, business, crypto, whatever you guys are would like me to look into.
Do you have ICP?
No, I did do a deep dive on it, or did do a little video about it. It looks promising. I like the whole thing about it. To me, it looks like something I want to get into. Probably try to 6 months time it before the bull run and start accumulating. But I do not have any of it right now.
Yeah. There's a few people that I watch, and know that are really into ICP. So that's something I've been looking into more and more lately. I'm trying to figure out the whole canister thing, and I believe it's a layer 0, so that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and I like, of course, it's trying to use Web3 and doing a lot of other things. I'd have to go back and look at my notes on it, but I didn't really say it was something. It's something I'm following, but I'm just following the price because it seems to be pretty. I should say it just follows kind of like the same. It where Bitcoin goes, it kind of goes with it. Goes down a little bit, goes up a little bit, but it's at a nice point to where I'd say you could get into it, and maybe it might go to like $30 or $40. I think it was at $5 when I checked it. I have to double check right now. Yeah, 388 right now. It was like $5 when I did the video. I think like 512 or something. But it has 141,000 followers. It's got an active community, and it has a pretty good project idea for its main project. And there's a lot of people on board, so I'm thinking it's going to be a good buy. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it's
So,
I wouldn't expect. I'm not expecting a miracle out of it.
right. It's kind of difficult because the first thing, I think it was FTX that really messed them up. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Unfortunately, FTX is one of the coins that they're propping up, and with their trading, with some of their reckless trading, and it's kind of hurt it. But it is an actual project, kind of much like Solana. I think that was my only down thought on it was that it just hasn't had a lot of price activity since then. But
Right.
that doesn't necessarily mean that. I mean, we're only looking at 388 right now, and it's been pretty level across the board. I think I did the video like around, yeah, like around here in May, because it was in the $5 range. But it's, I could see this being like 20, $25, maybe $30 at the height.
Right.
Um, but it's definitely a good investment. It's definitely a good choice. It's not one of my mains. I don't consider it a blue chip crypto.
When I do my research and everything, I'm gonna have to look into the inflation rate because that was
Mhm.
one of the reasons. One of the people I talked to, he won't buy it because he says the inflation rate's high. But other people I've talked to like said it's only 5%, which is typical for our currency or whatever.
Yeah, and that's usually that's not too bad. I have to take another look at it because I think on the video I said I'll come back into it in 6 months
Right.
to take another look at it and see where it's going. Shout out to Jay. I have very little render. We did do a video on render about 6 months ago. If you want to check that out too on our YouTube channel, but it's been doing so great during the bear market. It should be up during the bull market. It probably will be. It's one of the coins I'm watching too and might make a side bet on. Shout out to Upsold. Glad to have you in here. What's your top 5 alts for the bull run? Quant, Chainlink, Dot, AdShare. I really have 4. I my fifth one would be XRP, but I don't think it's going to have the run up that those other 4 will have. I just think XRP would be a nice staple to have in your portfolio, like kind of like ETH. One of those things you're just going to have a little bit of it. So, but do you got anything else for us, Crypto Dream? There?
I don't got anything.
Oh no, no worries, no worries. Oh, shout out to Do Your Own Research. Here's my winners: INJ, CQT, Pendle, Quant, AGIX, and Link. I'm with you on Quant and Link. I haven't heard of the others except for AGIX. I've heard of that before. Just not a project that I'm interested in. I only have so much money to divvy up around for that, but let me take a look at that. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of this one. Singularity Net, 1 year. Well, it's definitely bouncing back, but well, it is going. It looks like the coin is going to bounce back. this year or in the next 12 months, but I don't know if I have enough with everything else I'm allocating to make a side bet on it, but it's also on my list to do a deep dive for you guys. I'm not too sure what INJ and CQT and Pendle are, so don't. I apologize, everyone. I don't know all the cryptos out there. There's just way too many,
Most
and my,
definitely.
and my mind is already a jumble with because some of them had the same ticker symbols as stocks. INJ
And a lot
is
of
your
them don't last that long, so you, you could do all the research and then it not amount to much.
yep. Shout out to do your own research. INJ is your side bet. Oh, okay. I I might have looked at this one before. It does look familiar, but it's some of these are so hard to remember them all. Shout out to George. XRP holds forever. XLM, XDC, Elgo, HBAR, Vet, Quant, and Gala, all huge. Yeah, they're all going to do great. The the banking coins are going to do great, and any involving the gaming era is just going to do phenomenal with the play to earn. Shout out to Jay. Can you talk about Dot? Yeah, we can pull up Dot here. Dot is one of the ones Cody and I have been holding for the last 2 years. While Cody, I think, has been holding it for 3 years. Um, Shout out to doing research. Injective Protocol is a decentralized spot and futures exchange cross-chain built on Cosmos. Okay. If that's the case, then it's probably going to migrate from Cosmos because the Cosmos community is kind of dropping, and they're either going to ADA or they're going to Polkadot. But we'll have to see. That might help bring some stability to the Cosmos network. But let's talk about Dot here. So shout out to Jay for bringing that up. I do know that they're aiming to do 1 million transactions per second. Um, I think it's efficiently decentralized, but it also makes it so that I do have a barrier to entry because I think you need about $40,000 worth of dot to be able to be a validator. But you actually got to do work as a validator. Like you can't just be a validator with money only. You actually got to do programming work and all that stuff for the network. They still have like the third highest amount of developers next to ADA and Chainlink. Um, as far as it being a long-term bet, here's the next best thing is that you guys probably want is like where is it going to be in the bull run? I don't think it's going to be anymore between 80 and 100, maybe 120 at the highest if we think optimistically. Right now, it's got a decent amount of followers on Coin Market Cap, but the price has been holding steady at about $4.25 to 30 cents. It's been hovering in the last, I think like last year. Yeah, it's been hovering down in the dumps, but looks like we're about ready to climb back up to $6, $7 a coin for it. Cody watches this and does more about it, but you can also watch their YouTube channel, Polkadot, and they go over everything and interviews with developers. I know Gavin stepped away, but he's now a developer, which is common for most businesses. The original founder sometimes has to step away because they're not really a CEO. They just had a great idea. I think Cody is about ready to come on. Let me just answer him real quick, folks.
How many people can you have? Do you need me to hop off?
Oh no, I can have up to 10 people on here, so no problem if you wanna hang on a little bit more. I think Cody will be psyched that you're in here.
What?
So shout out to do your own research. I think this is different for the INJ, but it holds futures trade collateral in the NJ token, so it holds value. Okay, that makes sense. The best performing project on Polkadot right now is MFAM. Sounds like a slur. I'm not gonna
Right.
lie, but um, shout out to you, Moon. So Moonwell, yeah. And the only thing that worries me about Polkadot is that they lost one of the biggest gaming projects on it. I think one of the biggest one of their biggest developers moved to Matic. So that worries me a little bit as far as investing. But as far as the network itself and the community, it's still going strong. I mean, I right now I'm staking it for 18.2 something percent. So even with the in currency in token inflation, it comes out to like 11% gains. Like the amount of quant that Cody and I get for our holdings is just ridiculous. And then we restake it every week, so it's like you're steadily growing. But I will be destaking it probably when we get to around May or June, because if you're staking dot, it takes 28 days to exit it out. So you just got to remember that once you stake it, you can't just sell it. You have to unstake it, wait, and then sell it, and you could lose out on some gains then. But it's still about 13% of what I have. I know Cody's coming on shortly, so he can definitely give you a lot of good insight on Polkadot because he actually knows and understands a lot of the programming behind it and things like that. But as far as investing in it, like the project, like the people involved with it, like the overall environment and direction of where it's going, I don't see it disappearing. I see it staying for a while, and in my opinion, might no longer be considered an altcoin in like the next 3 to 5 years. But it is something I'm going to take profits on in the bull run when it hits that target. Um,
Yeah. I just
Go
know
ahead.
that a lot of people, like a lot of industries, have been going to Polygon. So if they're competing with Dot, I'd be interested to see what Dot has going on right now.
Mhm. Yeah, but that is also working on interoperability along with Chainlink. So they're kind of getting, you have Matic, Ada, and Chainlink as their real direct competitors. So it's hard to say where each one's going because out of them all, Chainlink and Dot are the highest in value, but Dot has more people talking about it than the other three do. Like, well, except for Ada. Ada always has their diehard Ada fans constantly talking about it. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Polkadot was an easy trade in 2021, highly correlated to Bitcoin. Now it's different. Yeah, now it's vastly different, and it's probably going to happen to a lot of tokens coming in this next bull run. They're not going to go. They're not going to be in lockstep with Bitcoin. Their values are going to start doing their own thing based on their own value, based on their own projects and investor sentiment. But I always say, like, the crypto market looks like the stock market did in the 1800s. Very new, very easy to manipulate, but a lot of money can be made. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Matic is trying to differentiate between with their Z scroll up, with their Z scroll up, but I found ZK roll up project on Polkadot. It's already serving a game called Polychain Monsters. Oh, okay. All right. Cody's coming in here, so let me bring you in here. All right. Cody, you there?
Yes, sir. I actually just did some research on polychain monsters while y'all were talking about it.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead because you're the guy that really gives me all my Polkadot information. So,
So, from what I heard, it's like a pretty much like play to earn, like collect battle, and there's like digital booster packs on Ethereum, BNB Smart Chain, and all that. Collect to
mhm.
earn, and it looks pretty good. And he said something about Polkadot along with that.
Yes.
Like, is it going to be interoperable with that project?
Um, it's I guessing it's he's saying it's already serving a game called Polychain. Um, yeah, and he found it. Yeah, there's I think it's a separate project, just spelled similarly to Zeke Crawl Up or something.
A ZK roll up. At least that's how I say it.
Oh yeah, well some of some of these names are hard for me. I'm getting a tongue twister there. You guys already know I'm bad at very bad at speaking. So,
I relate.
but yeah, it's helping work. But we were just talking about our overall opinion about Polkadot. If you want to share your opinion about Dot
Oh,
there.
I love Dot. Yeah, I've been in. I'm at over 1,000 right now because I've just been stacking. Like I literally have inflows on Polkadot from 2021. Like I've never sold one dot. Like if I showed you my Polkadot address, there are no outflows, just all inflows.
Mhm.
I love it. Like it's just a good project. The more parachains, the faster it is. Like people talk about how quick H bar and Solana is. Just wait
Mhm.
till Polkadot gets more parachains and it gets to like 1,000,000 transactions, 100,000 transactions per second. Just wait, because it's gonna hit that. And eventually, you remember how Visa, like last bull run, there was this big like Visa news and talk about that. I guarantee you something similar like that would happen to Polkadot. With that high transactions per second. I mean, TPS isn't everything. You don't want to use that metric for most of your choices, but at the same time, it does matter. I mean,
Yeah,
look at ETH. It only has like 12 transactions per second. And Bitcoin, like, it's so annoying waiting 30 minutes just for it to hit my Cash App wallet. Or, like, if I do a trade on an e commerce sell or whatever, moving Bitcoin's just really annoying because it takes forever unless you're using Lightning Network. And even then, people say Lightning Network, it's buggy. It's got its issues. I mean, some people don't even like Lightning Network, to be honest.
yeah, it's that was one of the big things about Lightning Network, but I think they'll work to fix it. But overall, I say Polkadot's like an A-rated coin for me. So, and I am investing in it as 13% of my portfolio. Like Cody, I haven't had much outs except for when I merged my wallet. I had two wallets. I merged them onto Ledger so I could stake for better rewards. I took them out of DeFi staking. For a while, their DeFi staking was getting like 25%, and then it went from 25% to 2%. So then I took it out. But other than that, I've been holding it. I haven't sold or really taken any profits along the way. I just been buying more as it's been going down. Let me get through some of these. Shout out to Cali. I never staked, but a lot of good investors tell me I should.
Yeah,
Thoughts
if
don't
you
want
don't
to
stake your
start.
dot, you're losing value on it.
Yes, like Dot, Atom, Chainlink can be staked. There's even a couple platforms where you can stake to earn uh, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dot, Atom, XRP, and the other was the other one. Of course, Doge. I don't know why people want to stake Doge, but
While we're talking about staking dot, I do want to mention this about dot staking. If you go on the Polkadot staking dashboard, it'll tell you like there's a minimum amount to earn. Well, Polkadot, like humans aren't changing the code. Like it's the minimum amount goes up based on price and volatility and volume. Like it's not based on, oh, they're changing the minimum because they want people to spend more money on dot. It's code doing it. And right now it's 451, and if you're not staking your dot, you're pretty much losing like 10% a year on it. Just holding it and not staking it. Like I mean, if you're holding the all-time highs, they won't hurt you, but I think most people should stake. Like you're losing value on it if not.
exactly. And I think during the bear market, staking is very good, but when we're getting close to the bull market, it's time to unstake so you don't miss out on the profits. And I usually say try to do that like between 3 and 6 months before we think the bull market's going to start. So I would say probably around May or June start to unstake it because we won't be at the peak until the following year. Shout
I
to
don't. Oh,
I'm sorry, 1 second, Cody. Shout out to Doing Research. There's a ZK roll project helping when we're faster. Let me find. Okay, I already sorry, we shout that out. Shout out to Conspiracies R Us. Wonderful name. Welcome in. Thanks for the support. BTC, ETH, Quant, Stacks, MWN, Alex, and a basket of I'm sorry, MNW, D side coins. Okay, if that's your bag, I am with the first four in there. Shout out to Anthony. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Which coin has the highest transaction per second? I think that's XRP.
no, it is H bar actually.
Oh, it's
No, yeah,
HBAR?
it is H bar.
Okay. There you go. There's your answer, Anthony. It is H bar, but we're glad to have you in here.
Yeah. HBAR is not like a blockchain or anything, but yeah.
It's
H
yeah,
bar is hash graph technology.
yeah. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Alt Layer is ZK Rollup project invested into by Gavin Wood that has partnered with Polychain Monster. Transaction per second doesn't matter anymore because each
It's yeah.
stores its own amounts of info in each transaction. That's true. And shout out to Panda Man. Thanks for the follow. Shout out to George. Thanks for the comment support there again, buddy. I never learned how to stake XRP alone. I have a couple 100,000. I need to look into it. And you're welcome, Anthony. Glad to hear that. And shout out to Anthony again. Is that H bar? Yeah, H bar is the fastest or has the most transactions per second. I think I think H bar is about the same. Or if it's faster, I can't discern it with just looking at it. Like you'd have to be able to, I guess, clock it. Um, because I know XRP is like in a couple seconds difference, and H bar is no different. So, but XLM and the others aren't too far behind, maybe 7-8 seconds. So there, but now we got Cody on here. Cody, I went over my portfolio. How's your portfolio doing? For
Oh, mine's still up from when we had that huge run up. We're kind of cooling off a bit, but my portfolio is still up actually. So I like it, but at the same time I want it to go down because I'm not done buying. Like I'm trying to buy for the next year. After the next 12 months, it can do whatever it wants. But at least for the next 12 months, I want to buy a lot more. So I hope like prices go down.
yeah, I hope the prices go down too. Although I think once this relief rally is fully over, I think we'll see prices back to where they were before this, or down about 20%, and then it'd be a nice time to dollar cost average in. Shout out to LJ, welcome in here, and shout out to L Ginty, glad to have you in here. Welcome back. Glad to have you guys in here, longtime supporters. Really appreciate that. Here, yes, make sure I get everything. And shout out to Anthony. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support there. And if you guys want to help support our Crypto Dreams channel, definitely go out to his Crypto Dream on YouTube and TikTok. Go give him a follow and subscribe. He's almost to 500. I think he's at like 433. Give him the 500 subscribers on YouTube. We'll help him out. And definitely help us out too. We're rising fast, and we could use that support too. There we go. Shout out to Fire King. Welcome in. Hey, yeah, hit that like button. Get more people in here. Smash the likes. As far as because like we're getting a lot of talks to when to buy. So I wouldn't say now is a good time to buy. If you're already in crypto, probably is a good time to start taking profits.
Oh, I'm not.
Or just hold through this. I'm not trying to buy a lot. The only one I'm probably going to start buying more again is ad share because it's so low, it doesn't matter.
I got diamond hands. I've been having diamond hands for the past almost 3 years. It's like my brain is so numb and used to just having diamond hands. That's like the only thing I know at this moment until I see like life changing profit. That's pretty much just how I've been, just accumulate, hold, accumulate, hold. I have not been like for the past 18, 19, 20 months of the this bear market, I haven't let any price movement affect my emotions. Like I've never felt worried about the prices.
Yeah, well, I'll say one thing: crypto got me comfortable with six-figure swings in my portfolio.
It
So
gets you used to that because in the
yeah.
stock market, if all the boomers in the stock market saw that, they'd be like, "Oh shit!" Like,
hmm
hold
Well,
my beer. Like,
yeah. Well, I will say this: the more money you put into your investments, the bigger the swings are going to become, just because the percentage is going to match the amount of invested. So when you have 10,000 invested in the stock market, your swings are like a couple $100. When you got 100,000, they're a few thousand. When you got a million, they start getting up into the 50, 60, 70s. So like a 1% downturn is now
a
for me
lot.
like people's yearly earnings, because sometimes I lose 50, 60, or 70,000. But that's where dollar cost averaging comes in. As you're going down, you just dollar cost average into the projects or stocks you believe in. So I hope
Yeah,
that
that's
I hope
that's what you got to kind of make sure. Like I invested so much in a Shiba Inu, and I was trying to diamond hand that out, and that did not work for me. So
I was watching a guy. I have two stories actually. The first story, this lady actually made a YouTube video. She was up 50,000 on crypto, and pretty much she was into some like really shit coins and like the high volatility ones, and she didn't cash out. She was down $50,000 in profit because she was into like the low cap, and she got out liquidated. And then another story I was going to talk about is I saw a video of this guy last bull run. He was all like, "Don't let crypto like be your jail," and what he meant by that was like, don't let it to where you just cash out and you either A, you blow your money on stupid stuff, or like B, you don't cash out and you lose all your profit. Greed kills everything. Like even when it comes to spending, like it's crazy.
yeah, and that philosophy works for anything in an environment, because like especially in business, you're running your business and something's not working, you got to be prepared to just cut it off. You can't hold on to it thinking like I just got to hold on a little bit longer to make more money. Shout out to do your own research, only buy when you're afraid. Yeah, when the market starts, everyone start becoming afraid, that's when you become greedy. um Shout out to Callie. My wife thinks I'm crazy for investing in crypto and crazier for listening to these lives. Hey, help bring her into onto this craziness. But we appreciate you,
appreciate
buddy, and I hope you're enjoying your breakfast and having a great Sunday.
That's
Shout out to
pretty typical until a bull run.
Yep, that's pretty typical until the money starts coming
And then
in.
the wife wants to get in when we're in a bull run and Bitcoin's at 100,000 and Dogecoin and all that. That's when everybody's going to be asking you about, hey, like, what about this? But yet they dogged it like the whole time in the bear market.
Yep.
most definitely.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the funny thing, though, and that process goes with everything: business, real estate. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Like when I started my moving company, I can't tell you how many people thought, one, I was crazy for leaving a job that was paying me $290,000 a year.
Ooh,
Two, crazy that I would even start to do like a blue collar business and things like that. And the first 6 months was I was getting told even from family members, "Oh, it's not going to work. You're going to go back. You're wasting your money. Waste a lot of money. You're into it. It's still not going to look good. Blah, you're not making as much money as you think you were going to. Now we're here in the 6th year. We finished our 5th year at like 3.5 million. Even though this year is a loss compared to last year, I mean, we're still very profitable, but." If I'd stopped and said, "Hey, I listened to it, was crazy," listen to everybody tell me, "Hey, I should stop. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't push forward," I would not have been able to build the business up. And even I had some rough times where man, maybe I should close it. Even my thoughts are saying, maybe I should give up. Maybe I should do that. But no, I have to keep pushing forward and keep doing something. I know that the company will work, but at the same time, there were things that I was doing. I've changed a lot of things along the way. Like there were things I tried, didn't work out. I cut that stuff right off. And the thing that crypto helped me with is it detached my mind from being attached to things I'm trying. So as soon as it doesn't work out, I just let it go. I start something new. So if like a certain advertising's not working, it stops within 2 weeks. Like if I don't see the results, it stops. But if I start seeing some results, then I'll keep trying to innovate it and change it. That's one thing I can attribute. We don't stop. We always change, always innovate, always push forward, always do a lot of anything and everything, and then enhance it along the way. Uh, Shout out to Cali. Exactly when the money comes in. Yeah, people don't. Nobody's gonna. People don't have faith in what you're doing until the money comes in. But if the money,
Exactly.
they'll definitely dog you for trying.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Cody.
it's just crazy because like I mean not everybody has to like believe in you or whatever. Like I know that obviously, but like when you tell people about like new ideas and stuff, like most of the time like they'll just like yeah. And like I remember a couple years ago when 2-3 years ago when I first got into like the markets and stuff, like hearing the amount of people like what people said and then over time it would change. But at first, you know, it was like not that great.
Let me get some of
Um,
these.
I once sat my wife down and went over Bitcoin and showed her this chart that just showed how it progressed from like the lowest and all the way up to the top. And afterwards, I was like, so Bitcoin is worth like 20 grand right now. If I could get it for $100 right now, would you let me buy it? And she's like, no. I was like, what do you mean it's worth 20 grand? She's like, who would pay 20 grand for a Bitcoin? I'm like, millions of people.
Look at the
Yeah,
volume. Did you show her the volume?
exactly. Shout out to doing research in 2021. I was sitting down with my friends, day trading on KuCoin, and made 100% on a trade on Mana, and they still never got into it. The market, I mean, not Mana. Yeah, it's you gotta remember, crypto is something. It's similar to a lot of what people are used to, but it's different in a lot of ways. So it's hard for a lot of people to grasp in there. But the same talks about crypto is the same talks people had in the 90s about stocks. It's a scam. Don't do it. Only the wealthy people are involved. It's a waste of
And
time.
people still say that.
And yeah, and people still say that. But like that's one of the biggest wealth engines that you can have in your life, especially if you start when you're in your 20s and you just passively invest over 40 years, it will guarantee you $1 million portfolio. But the thing is that most people say I do something, I want that money instantaneously. But that's not how a lot of truly wealthy people work. A lot of their investments are 20 years old that are paying off. To us, it looks like it happened instantly. That's because we're
Exactly.
inside.
It's the same thing with people that wear like I know it's kind of off topic, but like Gucci and all that, that's all new money stuff. Like you
Mhm.
don't want to be the guy that's like obvious that you're new into money, you know.
Yeah. You know, well, you don't want to fall for those wealth wealth suckers, I should say, because the first thing that happens when a lot of people start getting money is they just start buying degenerate things like
Those brands were built for like rappers and the music industry to promote, not only to make people feel insecure about themselves, but it was literally just for like new money and flexing. And a lot of those people that like done research on that came up on quick money, like on a deal or whatever, and they'd buy all those clothes and stupid shit like that, they all went broke within like 2 to 3 years. And within 2 to 3 years, not even 5 years,
yep,
2 to 3 years.
that's about the average. 2 to 5 years is about the average for sudden wealth gain for it to dissipate. And that's the hardest thing, because a lot of times when it happens so quickly, people tend to spend it faster than it's coming in, because it feels like at the time like it's never going to stop, but it always will stop. That's the thing. And I've had some of my competitors in the moving industry during the boom. It felt like, man, we were making money. Moving industry was making money. It was just move after move after move after move after move. From end of 2022 to now, it's been on a steady decline with some sharp dips down, and we haven't recovered. And a lot of my competitors, they said that spent the money like it was never going to end. Now their businesses are starting to suffer, and it's only a matter of time before they bite the dust, because we're not recovering anytime soon. So you don't want to be in that position. You want to make your money, earn it. I'm not saying don't buy something that you really wanted, whether it's take your family on vacation, pay off your debts, buy a nice car that you've always wanted. But after that, it's time to take the money, reinvest, and figure out what your next game plan is. And that's the thing about real wealthy people, is that they never stop investing. If they make, let's say they make $100 million off of Bitcoin, they're looking for something else to invest that $100 million into. Not just one thing, but like 20 or 30 different things.
That's what I plan on doing. I plan on getting into real estate and getting into like a triplex or like a duplex, and like renting the other sides out and investing in other avenues. I'm not just gonna only invest in crypto. Like I that's the whole point of me wanting to get into crypto, so I can have more money to invest into other things, that building more wealth. Like that's the whole point.
One of my one of my favorite quotes is Jim Rohn. He said, "If you're ever given $1 million, you better become a millionaire so you can keep the money." To me, people don't like know how to budget or how to even make the money once they get money. So
Yeah, and it's hard for a lot of people when you open up your account and you see like $2 or $3 million. Your your mindset hasn't changed yet, and that's where people make the mistake and spend the money. And I've seen it when I was working in the finance industry. I've seen it where kids inherit the wealth from the mom or the dad that created the business for the success. And we're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars that I've seen get transferred from after when the parent passes away to their kids, and their kids never had to develop the mindset, budget, or anything. So it just got spent. Like I remember one lady inherited like $4.5 billion, and this was in 2006. And then by 2014, I saw an article that she spent it all. And like that's how fast money can evaporate if you don't have the proper mindset. Shout out to George. Uh, Shout out to you again, buddy. There's a difference between being rich and wealthy. Absolutely. No matter how many times I read the book, The Turtle always wins the race. Exactly. Shout out to doing research. A smart crypto millionaire sold their Lambos a year ago and put it back into Bitcoin. That's true too. But you know, I wouldn't. It's like you don't want to get to that type of lifestyle until you have several hundred million in the bank. Like a car collection just isn't worth it until you have the money to be able to maintain the car collection. But I get it, you know. I get it because a lot of us have a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati, Rolls Royce, Bentley. We all got those favorite cars that we want, and
Mine is a Porsche 911.
yep. I trust me. I want to be there for Cody when he drives. Finally, he's able to drive to get his.
Oh, you'll be there when I get my Porsche. You will be there. Like trust me.
So it's definitely going to be an interesting. It's going to be a fun experience to share with Cody, and I'd also like to be able to buy one with him, so we can finally be the crypto bros. Shout out to George, a buddy of mine, bought 200 Bitcoin back in 2013. I think it was good. He sold 100 Bitcoin in in 2021 for 65K each. Paid long-term capital gains and ended up with 5 million. Yeah, that's life-changing right there. And that I mean that he definitely earned quite a bit off of that, and probably he's kicking himself saying wish he bought more. But sometimes that happens, but you got to take the gains where the gains happen. Yeah, and he still has 100, so he could probably he's probably going to make it's probably going to get to about 100,000 for this bull run for Bitcoin, just because the sheer volume of people buying it.
And I'm still holding my quant. Got a good amount of quant still. I'm still holding my ETH. I got a good amount of ETH. I'm gonna have about 5 by the end of this year, along with 100 quant and 1,000 dot. Those are my only 3 bags right now. A good amount of ETH, a good amount of quant, and a decent amount of dot.
Exactly. That's about what Cody's sticking to a small set of coins to invest in, which I wouldn't recommend. I see a lot of people like the shotgun method, and it's just too much to watch and know and understand. It's all spread out everywhere. Cody's is probably the best way if you're working full time and investing in cryptos. Have a small set that you're invested in that you could follow, keep up with, and understand. But with that saying, I think we're going to call it quits for today. We really appreciate you guys coming in. We're going to have our back to our normal market mornings every Monday through Friday. There will be there's a video that's going to post from Monday, Friday, and another one on. I'll put another one out on Monday for the following Monday. Um, Shout out to George. We gave 250K invested this run, 75K in XRP. Won't ever sell. Hope to take 5 million off the top. Yep. That's another 175,000 pay long term at 23%. Yeah, that's a good definitely a good plan. And I know you've been stacking pretty heavily pretty quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if your portfolio starts to match my own or exceed my own eventually. Uh, but I also want to say I did open up if there's anyone that's looking for a bit that's looking to start a business, wants help with their business, wants to grow their business, or pick my brain, need some consulting on their business, you definitely can come in and go to the Patreon. You get basically 2 sessions a month. If either whether you're from the start or from the beginning, you can sign up for that. I'm only taking 20 people, so once 20 people are in, I'm gonna lock it down, and it's $100 a month. I think it's a fair amount for consulting. I'm not going to take any ownership of your business. I'm not going to do anything but help you avoid some of the pitfalls, help you with interviewing for better candidates, help you with understanding and doing your own P&Ls, and helping you with trying to do your own marketing, SEO management, help you with everything that I've learned over the last 6 years. Should be 100 a call. Well, I don't think that's greedy because I know that when you're starting a business, first thing is you should really keep a tight control of your money. But it's definitely, I think $100 is worth it. I may reopen up the portfolio management again for you guys and take on a few people. And that's a $50. That was $50 for the month. That's probably going to get reopened up for you guys, and we can go over your portfolios and I can help you make some decisions, give you more insight about how I invest and everything like that. But you guys could also support with the $3 because we are definitely, there's a lot of work that we're going to put into it. I have a lot of videos. I have like 10 hours of videos. 12 hours, close to 12 hours of videos for the episodes. 6 episodes, and I'm trying to edit through the interview. I'm trying to bring it down to about an hour for you guys. So, because I will admit, some of these guys it's a little boring. Don't want it to seem awkward as it comes across. Try and make it as professional as possible. But I'm also a firm believer in try to learn every skill as you go. Try not to pay for anything you don't need. Shout out to Reptile King. Welcome in. I'm doing well today. I hope you're doing well. Great that you're catching at the end, but hopefully you can support us. And then if If you want to watch the replay, go to YouTube and watch the replay there. Shout out to Upsold. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. I'm probably going to do the portfolio management again. That has unlimited spots. I'll go over every Saturday individually for you guys if you guys want to sign up there. And I will do the business consulting, only 20 people at a time, because business consulting takes a while to do and takes about an hour and a half for me to talk with you before I can get an idea of what your business is doing, where you're at, where you want to be. If you're looking to start a new business, please come with some information on the market that you're trying to get into. What are some of your projected earnings? And we can kind of go from there. And I'll help coach you into how you can gain investment. Try to get to the point to where someone's willing to invest with you. A lot of people want to invest in the beginning, and it's hard to get investors in the beginning unless if you have a life-changing idea, like an idea that will change how everyone operates in the world. So I don't expect anyone to come up with that, but it'd be hard to have an investor at that point. But with that said, I think we'll move on to just some final thoughts. I don't know if Crypto Dream is still there. He might have stepped.
Yeah, I'm still here for the moment, but I'm actually about to go back, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
hop off.
Okay, but we thank you for joining in. Hope you have a good day at work. I know you're working in the Oklahoma area, and it's
Yes, sir.
probably cold and rainy right now. So,
Most definitely is.
all right. But hey, thank you for joining on, and don't forget, guys, check out our live on Friday. We're trying to set that up again for this Friday, and talk about another topic with you guys. Shout out to Callie. Everyone have an awesome day. Let's all build our bags and make profits. Great convo as always. And appreciate your support there, Callie. Glad to have you in here. And thanks for all your support and your likes and shares on the stream. Definitely appreciate you having it in here. Shout out to Richard's brother. 9-inch Dex launched on BBC Rewards token. I have no idea what that is, but definitely happy to have you in here, buddy. And thanks for the support. Cody, do you got any final thoughts? I know you kind of came in late, but any final thoughts on what we've been talking about?
Not really. I mean, we've pretty much covered everything, even though I came in late. I don't know how long was the stream going on for when I came in.
I think about an hour.
Okay, so I pretty much almost got a full hour on the stream.
Yeah. Shout out to George. Wife and I worked 11 hours of overtime each yesterday. Earned 2,500. Damn, that's some overtime. But hey, I know the medical field is paying and is in desperate need of help in that industry. Shout out to George again. Put that in. Hopefully 30x bull run. Yeah, hopefully the bull run goes as well as I think it will. I think it will be probably one of the biggest bull runs cryptos ever have, and will probably be the last big bull run. Because I think once we get this many people involved, like when you get up to 40 million people in the market, it's going to be very similar to trading stocks. Excuse me. Definitely I think I caught up on everybody. So, but I am going to call quits. I do have to go out for some networking and canvassing. Going to although it's raining, that little golfing event is canceled. But I do have to go to some open houses, and I am actively still trying to find a house I want to live in. So I think I'm finally at the time I'm going to try and find the house I want to. I might share that with you guys over the process. But, as I said, I'm always got my foot to the ground on business, on doing the businesses and everything. So, and that's the way I recommend everyone else do it. But definitely, guys, thank you. Join in when you can, like and share. If you want to do some extra support, how much money will I put down? Probably 20 to 30%. And shout out to Crypto Dream. Great talking to you both. Thanks for the invite. 15 year. No, I'm gonna do probably a 30 year. I probably will pay it off before then, but I'll do a 30 year to get a lower interest rate. My credit score is at 800, so I'm definitely can get pretty good. I work with Bank of America. Bank of America is definitely giving me about what? How much I should say? I think they're willing to go up to about 800,000 on a mortgage if I put $200,000 down. So there's a couple houses I'm looking at, but I'm trying not to get a too big of a house with a property because I just don't have time to really maintain the yard and everything. That's a lot. And interest should run both 15 year and 30 year and see what the interest would be. Yeah, it is a lot of interest, but I'm also going to be overpaying like every year till I pay it off. So I think the loans I have, I can't pay it off within 5 years, but I can pay down the principal and knock down the interest that I do. So, and that's the fun fact about once you get your house, put your money once you get your house, give it about a year and then start making like every 3 months like a payment towards your principal along with your mortgage, but make sure you mark it as please pay towards principal, so that way whoever is servicing the debt knows that this payment is a normal payment, this payment is direct to principal, so that way the next payments will start to decrease on interest. And if you keep doing that, you'll either have a lot of equity or you'll pay off your mortgage fast. And that's what banks like to see, especially for those that want to get into properties. Banks want to see that you could pay off big debts in a timely manner and in a fast manner. And the faster they get their money while making a little bit of money themselves, you'll be they'll be happy to have you as a client. But with that said, shout out to George. We paid off our mortgage in January. We have no student loans, no credit card, no car payments, no mortgage. Feels good. Yeah, no debt means true freedom. Just remember that, guys, and try to pay off that mortgage and car loans and student debt as fast as humanly possible for you. Even if you got a budget and take out for that. But there's actually a house I'm going to see today too, so I'll probably film that for you guys. Um, I might put in a bid for it. As you guys know, I always say I like modern homes for myself, but now I can afford an Instagram worthy home. But I also have a couple cars that I bought along with my I'm upgrading my life with I'm upgrading my daily driver, so we'll have to see. Although I'm still going to keep the little Toyota Tacoma. That's what I started on my moving company with. It's going to be around, even if I have to, when my business gets so big that we have a corporate complex, it'll definitely be sitting in the lobby because it was the first vehicle I purchased for the business. But yeah, protect your no bills means tons to invest in interest, and it also means you're protected from inflation with no bills. Exactly. And any extra money you guys do have can go towards investing and things like that. But with that said, guys, really appreciate you guys joining in. It was definitely a fun live. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for the guys that supported the live. Really appreciate you. And also, make sure you guys do your own research, protect your assets, protect your investment. Make sure you don't invest everything into a Hail Mary call because that could cause the worst. But with that said, guys, thank you guys for liking the live. I hope you guys support us and join us in on the next lives. Like and shares are free, and we really appreciate that, and we appreciate that so much. And we also, if you guys want more exclusive content, go join the Patreon. It links in the bio and in the description on YouTube. Thank you guys, and I'm signing off. I'll see you guys next time.